Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day so far. Hope you have a great day today. To be honest, I don't have a lot prepped for today. I just had a very busy night last night, so I didn't get a lot of things prepped for today. So we're just gonna kind of freeform this and take it as it goes. So we'll see where the show takes us. Hopefully it takes us in a good direction, but we'll see. So again, I hope you're having a great day. Happy Thursday. It is snowing again here in Rhode Island, in New England. As I know, a lot of places got some snow today or last night, as the storm kind of blew through the top of the northern part of the country. That's what I'm going for. So if you got some snow, let me know how much you got. I'm just gonna quickly share this out, so I apologize as I look away and conversate. There we go. It should be shared. It is. So welcome. So yeah, I got a little bit of snow. First they were saying we're going to get a dusting to maybe an inch, and as it turned out, we ended up getting more like 2 inches. So that happens sometimes. You know, weathermen are not perfect. They're kind of, I don't want to say guessing, but educated guesses. So it's New England's tough because we have so many different things affecting our weather and our patterns. So sometimes it is hard to kind of gauge where things are going, or how much snow we're going to get, or when the rain's going to come. So it gets challenging sometimes. So I try not to rag on the weathermen too much, but they do the best they can with this weather. So really the biggest challenge with this is the timing of it, because it happened early this morning and it really affected the commute time this morning. And as I'm looking on Twitter and Facebook, there's a very difficult ride today. I was telling my wife, because she unfortunately has to go into work, and the major highway that takes us from East Providence, where we are, into Providence, it's usually 5 minutes, right? Maybe. Well, we were saying the commute time from that span was roughly an hour because of the snow. So it's got everything all backed up and mucks up the traffic, and it gets ugly. So those of you in Florida or Southern California, where you don't get any snow, your Florida cold or your California cold, you don't have to deal with this stuff. But unfortunately we do. So that's part of the game that we have to handle. So it's it's difficult sometimes, for sure, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So hopefully everybody, the big thing is that when we get weather like this, the roads get very slick and cars will slide, and so there's a lot of minor traffic accidents, especially on the highway. So it gets very tricky. It's not easy to drive in, and you really have to pay attention. You have to know what you're doing, and even then, sometimes your car goes sliding off. It hits an ice patch or something you can't see. So it makes driving very not really dangerous, although it could be dangerous, but it makes it very very risky. So you got to be really careful how you're driving and all of that. So that's what we're dealing with right now. But it has stopped. The sun's starting to come out, so hopefully it'll warm up enough to kind of melt a lot of the snow that is on the roads. Right? Obviously the pavement sidewalks, driveways, those things, they melt sooner because it's not seeping down, and the pavement warms up faster than the grass or the dirt will. So that stuff tends to melt faster. So hopefully it will clear off, and by the commute home, right, 4:30, 5 o'clock tonight, that should be all taken care of, and hopefully we won't have any problems. But yeah, so that's the fun we deal with in New England sometimes, dealing with the snow. So yeah, then last night I had my breaking class for karate, which is one of my favorite classes. I actually love doing these breakings. So I should have grabbed the board, but we have these. They're 1 inch, the roofing boards. So if you think about the plywood they put down on the roofing before they put that rubber mat, and the shingles on top of that plywood, that's what we're actually breaking, and it's about 1 inch thick, and they cut it into 12 by 12 squares. So it's 12 by 12 by 1 inch, and that's what we break. And then the other thing we break are these cement blocks that, again, are about 1 inch thick. So Robin, how are you? Good to see you. Hope everything's going well with you. Haven't seen you in quite a bit. How's it going? So those are the things that we break. So I posted the video on I posted on Instagram. I don't know if I posted it on Facebook yet. I'll have to see, but I will if I have it. And so those are the things that we break. And it's really just about getting your technique right. And so I broke 4 out of my 5 cement blocks, which I was a little disappointed in because I've done it before and broken through all 5. So I was a little disappointed that I didn't get through it, but sometimes that's it happens, and I know what I did wrong. And it's little things, right? It's those little things. So for me, it was just not enough follow through. I didn't quite go down all the way I should have. So everything else was good. So my hand's a little scraped up. It's not too bad. I don't know if you guys can see that, a little scraped up, but when you're punching through cement, it's gonna happen. So we always end up a little sore. Sometimes, a little banged up after breaking class, but it's all about conditioning. And so we only do it twice a year, so it's really awesome. It's a treat. I really love doing it. And then the other thing is we have to do a break every time we go up for a new rank. So those are the times we get to break things. But it's a lot of fun. It's a little conditioning. It's a little bit of a challenge because you're trying to push your limits. You're trying to see how much you can do. And so that's the challenge of it, and that's the thing I enjoy doing. So it's a little fun, and it's funny because it doesn't hurt as much as you would think. It hurts more when you do it wrong than when you do it right. So there's that mental aspect of it too. Because a lot of people think, oh, it's going to hurt, and so they kind of let off. They don't hit as hard as they should have, or they don't go all the way through. Because when you're hitting something, you want to punch through it, not at it. So you got to punch through it, and if you don't do that, you let up, or you anything like that, you actually end up hurting more than if you had just gone through it. So there's that mental aspect of it too, and especially with the younger kids, it's tough because you got to tell them you want to punch through it, you want to get through it, and it's going to sting a little bit, of course, but if you let up, it's going to hurt more than if you just go through it. So you just kind of have to get over that, and you just have to commit to it and do it. And it's a huge challenge. I think about it sometimes too, and when I have those moments when I'm thinking more about how it's going to hurt than anything, I just have to take a step back and say, you know what, just ride through it. And I tell people it only hurts for a few minutes maybe, and usually by the end of the class, I was fine. I wasn't really sore. Sometimes you wake up the next morning, depending on what you're doing, and you might be a little sore, but you ride through it. It's not as bad as you think. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy helping the kids too. The kids, we have a rebreakable boards, so that they're just plastic. They're maybe, I don't know, a quarter of an inch thick. They're not really that thick, so it allows them to break it, and then we can slide them kind of back together. So they're not breaking the wood and the cement that we are. Just the kids that are black belts, they break their wood and cement, and then the adults. So the kids that are not black belts yet, they're not breaking the cements. They just broke the rebreakable ones. So that was kind of my night last night. So that was a lot of fun. And dealing with the snow this morning, getting the kids out the door. There was no delay at all, and I think because they were only expecting it to be a dusting, which we ended up getting a little more than a dusting. Turned out, I think it was about 2 inches or so. So that didn't help, but they got to school okay, so that was good. So yeah, but other than that, I don't have much to conversate about. So again, I hope everybody has a great day. And I will be back tomorrow. I will have something prepped for tomorrow, but I just wanted to come on because my big thing for 2018 is consistency. That's kind of my word. Some people have words for the year. My word is just consistency, about doing things consistently. And so even if I have not a whole lot to talk about, I'm still going to hop on just to do the video, just to get on here, say hello, and see where the conversation goes. Sometimes when you don't have anything planned, those are some of your best shows, and you get a lot of good interaction with it. So that's it. So that's where I'm at, and just working to be more consistent in 2018. So starting now, building up those habits, and hopefully by 2018 I'll get rid of this cough. I'm hoping so. I gotta figure out what's going on. So, all right, everybody, have a great Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. And I will be back on tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time, with Mornings with Mark. Have a great day. Bye.